In a small village, there was a beautiful garden where the local monks grew flowers and herbs. It was a place where villagers would often come to find peace and respite from their busy lives. One day, a young man named Taro, who had recently moved to the village, wandered into the garden. Taro was a man of ambition, always rushing from one goal to the next. He had spent years trying to climb the ladder of success, but something was always missing. He felt an emptiness that he couldn't fill, and so he sought out the monks, hoping to find answers. As he walked through the garden, he marveled at the beauty of the vibrant flowers that bloomed in every corner. Red roses, white lilies, and purple irises swaying in the breeze. But then he stopped in his tracks. In the middle of the garden was a large, jagged stone, its surface rough and worn from time and weather. It sat awkwardly in the path, blocking the way forward. Taro frowned. "Why would anyone place such a large stone here?" he muttered. "It ruins the harmony of the garden." He turned to find a monk standing nearby, watching him with gentle eyes. "Is there something wrong?" the monk asked softly. Taro pointed to the stone. "It's in the way. It should be moved. It makes the garden look imperfect." The monk smiled, his eyes crinkling at the corners. "Ah, but you see, it is not the stone that disrupts the beauty of the garden. It is your view of it." Taro was puzzled. "What do you mean?" "The stone is blocking the path. It is an obstacle." The monk beckoned him closer. "Look at the flowers," he said. "They grow in the most unexpected places, even around the stone." Taro turned his gaze to the flowers. The vibrant petals of a purple iris had managed to grow on the other side of the stone, its stem leaning gracefully over the obstacle as if it had adapted to its presence. Another small wildflower had found its way into the crack in the stone itself, its tiny white petals delicate but defiant. The monk continued, "The stone does not obstruct the garden's beauty. It allows the flowers to grow in new and unexpected ways. Without the stone, there would be no need for the flowers to stretch and reach, no contrast between softness and hardness, lightness and weight." Taro stood silently, watching the flowers sway. Slowly, a realization began to form within him. "The stone. It's not the problem," Taro murmured. "It's the way I see it." The monk nodded. "Just as the flowers grow around the stone, we too must learn to grow around the obstacles in our lives. Challenges, hardship, and discomfort are not things to avoid or resent. They are the stones that shape us, that help us bloom in ways we may never expect." Taro looked at the stone with new eyes. Instead of seeing it as an obstruction, he saw it as a part of the garden, just as important as the flowers. The stone provided balance, offering contrast and beauty that the flowers alone could not bring. As Taro sat on a bench and watched the garden for a while longer, he felt a deep sense of peace settle within him. His life had been full of struggles and difficulties, but now he saw them not as things to fight against, but as opportunities to grow in ways he had never imagined. The monk, sensing Taro's shift in perspective, placed a hand on his shoulder. "The stone is not your enemy, Taro. The flower is not your goal. It is the journey around them that brings true peace." And for the first time in years, Taro felt that peace in his heart. The lesson we learn from this story is, life's challenges are not hindrances. They are the canvas on which wisdom is painted. If this video has added value to your personal growth, don't forget to give us a like and subscribe.